Hello friends! You're on the Last Days channel. Thank you so much for your engagement and support. And so, a review of events for July 22nd. Thailand. A severe hailstorm hit several districts of Chiang Mai in Thailand, resulting in the damage of hundreds of houses, electric poles, trees, and billboards. The National Park Doi Suthepui was the most affected area, with around 55 houses being damaged directly. Many areas also experienced power outages. Local authorities are distributing food, water, and essential items to the affected people. According to the Meteorological Department of Thailand, gusty winds and hail are expected in the northern and central regions on Monday. The department advised people to stay indoors and away from large trees, unsecured billboards, and other unstable objects on the street. Farmers are also advised to take measures to protect their crops. Spain. Another dust storm from the Sahara is moving towards the Atlantic Ocean, the third in the last 2 weeks. Spain's National Meteorological Agency has declared a yellow weather alert level, warning that prolonged outdoor exposure could be hazardous to health. Satellite images showed a huge cloud over the Canary Islands and Madeira, with populated areas affected by high concentrations of dust in the air. According to information, a field plume about 4,000 kilometers long was formed 2 weeks ago, stretching from the coast of Mauritania to Ireland. The U.S. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration is tracking the movement of dust from the Sahara over the Atlantic. This phenomenon is caused by the mass of dry air that forms over the desert throughout the year. The dust drifts westward across the Atlantic more often, and sometimes moves northward into Europe. As a result of climate change and warming ocean water, Africa's annual dust emissions could be reduced to a 20,000-year low. Approximately 60 million tons of mineral dust rises into the atmosphere each year from the Sahara, carried by winds across the Atlantic. The nutrients in the dust end up in the ocean and on vegetation in South America and the Caribbean. Our planet. Last week, an asteroid the size of a 20-story building flew close to Earth. The celestial body was closer to our planet than the Moon, but astronomers learned about it only 2 days later. The American Space Agency NASA said that the asteroid was named 2023 NT Asteroid, which is about 60 meters wide. It passed the Earth on July 13th, flying past it at a speed of about 86,000 kilometers per hour. However, the celestial body was heading toward Earth from the side of the Sun, so its glare did not allow Earth telescopes to see the approach of the asteroid until it literally flew by. Scientists were unable to spot the huge celestial body until July 12, when the South African Atlas Asteroid Impact Warning System telescope managed to capture the space rock flying away from Earth. Subsequently, the celestial body was detected by several dozen more observatories. At the same time, despite the unexpected approach, scientists pointed out that 2023 NT is not large enough to regard it as a potentially dangerous object. Turkey. A powerful storm has hit Turkey's southern provinces, causing severe damage to the lives and property of local residents. Winds reached speeds of up to 160 kilometers per hour and heavy rain and hail intensified in the morning, causing more damage. The storm from the southeast felled trees, tore down signboards and flooded many cars. Huge waves hit one of the most popular tourist destinations, forming waves up to 4 meters high. Fishermen in the port prepared for heavy rain to protect their boats from the storm. However, according to the Regional Hydrometeorological Department, the storm is expected to weaken by tomorrow morning. Italy. In Italy, there was a natural disaster, flooding, tornado, and hail the size of a hen's egg. More than 100 people were injured. Emergency services have received more than 500 calls for help for property damage and injuries. Utilities are removing glass from broken windows and cutting down trees and other plants that were severely damaged in the storm. Firefighters responded to more than 110 calls, and severe damage to cars and homes is being reported. Video of the tornado was captured on July 21 in the suburbs of Milan, Italy. The horrifying footage shows the tornado sweeping through the streets, debris swirling in the air with black clouds looming overhead. Wind gusts during the storm reached 62 meters per second. As a result of the storm, trees were fallen and roofs of houses were torn off. Gulf of Finland. In the morning over the Gulf of Finland, eyewitnesses observed up to 6 water tornadoes. A video has appeared on social networks that shows the impressive phenomenon taking place off the coast of Estonia. Water tornadoes are common on the west coast of the Estonian islands, as well as on most of the rest of the coast and off the coast of Finland. Water tornadoes are most often observed in August and September, when the seawater is warmer but colder winds begin to blow. China. Heavy rains have hit the Chinese city of Chongqing, triggering a red alert in some districts and counties in the southwest of the country. Daily rainfall has exceeded 220 millimeters in 28 districts in Chongqing, and the storms have not stopped. The China Meteorological Administration has issued a warning of possible landslides and flooding on small and medium-sized rivers. No casualties or injuries have been reported so far. In Jiangsu province, a subway station flooded and severe waterlogging temporarily closed the crossing. In north-central China's Gansu province, local authorities issued a warning about the threat of flash floods and landslides. Note that since April, the regions of China have been suffering from various natural disasters, and annually about 300 million residents of the PRC will suffer damage exceeding tens of billions of dollars. Michigan, USA. Michigan has been hit by the heaviest downpour with hail. A severe thunderstorm that passed through a community east of Flint, Michigan, resulted in the largest hailstones ever seen by local residents. The thunderstorm passed around 14 to 30 and is estimated to have produced tennis ball-sized hail. The chunks of ice were large enough to damage homes, cars, and any unprotected items from the elements. Local residents had car windshields completely blown out and homes were heavily damaged. Austria and Germany. In Germany, the southern regions of Bavaria and Baden-Württemberg were particularly hard hit, with hailstones up to 10 centimeters in diameter reported. The storm caused panic on the roads and many drivers were forced to stop due to the dangerous conditions. In Austria, the Salzburg region was hardest hit. Hail damaged roofs, windows, and vehicles. The local fire department received dozens of calls for help as residents struggled to cope with the effects of the storm. The hail is believed to have been caused by a combination of warm and moist air mixing with cooler air, creating instability in the atmosphere. Experts warn that such extreme weather events are becoming more frequent due to climate change. India. An earthquake occurred today in India, according to the National Seismological Center of India. It was recorded near Jaipur, the capital of Rajasthan state. The magnitude of the earthquake was 4.4 points, and its epicenter was at a depth of 10 kilometers. Residents of the affected region felt a strong shock and expressed their concern. Ontario. Ontario experienced a severe storm that brought tornadoes and large hail to the region. Tree and building damage and large hail have been reported across southwestern Ontario. Damage reports are coming in from across the province. Tunisia. In Tunisia has established abnormal heat. Air temperature in some places exceeds 50 degrees Celsius. Tunisia broke the third record of electricity consumption in a month. The load on the network has increased greatly. To reduce it, in some areas turn off the light. The day before, volunteers and firefighters rescued settlements from the fire, but were able to defend only 3 houses. Most of the buildings burned down. Indonesia. The Merapi volcano, one of the world's most active volcanoes, continues to erupt in Indonesia. Late Friday, the volcano spewed hot lava, ash, and other volcanic materials. The State Volcano Observatory captured video of red-hot lava pouring out of the crater, as well as a tall column of hot cloud rising into the air. Merapi also erupted last week, spewing volcanic material 7,000 meters above the summit. After the volcano erupted last week, a rain of volcanic ash covered at least 8 villages near the volcano. Volcanologists said Merapi is experiencing its most active phase since 2021. Authorities have set up a no-go zone 7 kilometers from the summit due to increased volcanic activity. Merapi is on its second highest alert level since 2020. The last major eruption of the volcano occurred in 2010, killed more than 300 people and forced the evacuation of about 280,000 residents. Iceland. A volcano erupts in Iceland. Fagradalsfjall volcano is erupting in Iceland, and tourists are coming to the town of Grindavik to see the fire-breathing mountain. The country's authorities are urging people to be careful in the area. Volcanic gases accumulate, which can be very dangerous. Before that, the crater reminded about itself a year ago. Then the eruption began after strong seismic activity. Croatia, Zagreb. A powerful storm has swept through the Croatian city of Zagreb, leaving behind significant damage. At least 2 people have been killed and dozens injured as a result of the blows of the elements. Both people died as a result of trees falling on them. Many streets and buildings were de-energized as a result of the inclement weather. The next morning, emergency services were still restoring power. Torrents of rain and water swept down the city's main street. Public transportation was stopped on some routes.